All right, we have a Lowrance HDS9 Gen3 on the bench. Customer complaint is powers off for no reason. When I unboxed this, I did notice there was moisture on it. There was some moisture or water actually along the edge here. Just a few minutes in the shop, it evaporated. There was some moisture around here. Moisture, in fact, you can still see some liquid right there. Moisture here. There was some liquid here in the SD socket. You actually still see it. You see that? So I'm just assuming, based on that the reason this thing powers off for no reason is got exposed to some kind of water or moisture. So rather than power this thing up, I think what I'm going to do is go ahead and take it apart, because if there is water in here or a lot of moisture, we could cause more damage trying to power this thing up. Just with those pretty strong clues of water damage, there's no sense risking more damage to the unit. So we're going to go ahead, take out all the T8 screws, take out all the plastic nuts, take the back off, and see where we're at. If we do notice a lot of moisture, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this in front of an electric heater I have over here. We're just going to let it sit there probably, well, it's 3:30 now. We're probably going to let it sit there the rest of the day, even all night long, and probably tackle this thing first thing in the morning, just to make sure all the moisture is driven out of the board. So let's take it apart and check it out. Okay, we got the back off, and like I thought, this thing is just soaked. I don't know if you could see the board, if it'll show on camera or not, but let's see. The whole board's just saturated, it's just soaked. There's condensation all over this big capacitor right here. Let's see, watch. See that? It's completely soaked. If I had to guess, sounds crazy, but I would say this thing was submerged in water. It looks like it was definitely in a lot of water. It's just totally soaked. Look at that. Believe it or not, I know these things are designed for boat use, but these are not watertight. I've seen time and time again water in these units, so don't toss them in the water. There's some corrosion starting here on the SD card socket connector. So yeah, so what we're gonna do here is I'm not gonna put any kind of power to this thing. We're gonna let this thing sit overnight in front of the electric heater. Make sure this thing is bone dry before we put any kind of power to this. I see some corrosion here where this power inductor is. I'm not even going to look anymore. I'm not even going to do anything until this thing is completely dried out. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to set up a little stand here in front of the heater. We'll let this dry overnight, and we'll come back to this tomorrow morning. Okay, so we're back again. We let this HDS9 dry out overnight. It's completely dry now. So now it's fairly safe. We're going to power this thing on and see what happens. The customer complaint was powers off for no reason. So I'm assuming it powered on for them, but they didn't specify. Okay, I got the 12 volts from the power supply plugged in here. I show 0 amps being drawn so far. We're going to try to power this on in 3, 2. So far, so good. We're going to let this thing boot up, and we'll get right back. Okay, so far everything seems okay. Again, the customer complaint was powers off for no reason, so we're not sure how long it takes. So what we're going to do is we're going to leave this guy on the bench here. We're just going to let it run. So far everything looks okay. Okay, we actually tore this apart. Took the board out. I didn't catch this on video. Thought we were recording, but we weren't. In any case, I'll just kind of recap what I did. There was some slight corrosion all over the board. I mean, this thing was soaking in water for who knows how long. So there was some corrosion over here. We cleaned up. These MOSFETs were slightly corroded. We cleaned these up, resoldered them. Cleaned and resoldered the transformers here. This is all part of the sonar circuit. We popped the CPU card out. Contacts actually looked okay. We went ahead and cleaned all those anyway. Very, very slight corrosion on the socket itself, the solder connection from the socket to the board. No damage, it didn't look like, so we just cleaned it again. The other side of the board, there was slight damage. We repaired that part of the board. Nothing too intense, but there was sort of corrosion all over the board. Any corrosion we found, we cleaned. We ran this again. It seems fine now. There was some corrosion on the backlight connector. You can see some discoloration right here. Let's see if we can get it in here. There, you see some of that discoloration. The pins don't look that great. We did resolder that connector, you can tell. I'm actually going to go back and clean up those pins with the microscope. They don't look too hot. So I'm going to clean those, throw some alcohol in there and make sure there's no residue in there at all. Other than that, even though the backlight connector doesn't look too hot, it does work perfect, works fine. But again, I'm gonna clean that up. Touch is good, GPS is good, sonar is good. So this one's done, guys. I apologize again for not catching the whole corrosion repair work. We'll definitely get it on the next time. I have a whole stack of units out there. We just got in yesterday. There must be 8, 9, 10 units over there we got to get to, so I'm trying to crank stuff out as fast as possible. This is actually Sunday around noon, so we're putting in some more hours trying to get caught up here. So in any case, if you have any repairs, rudolphrepairs.com. You can email us, rudolphrepairs@gmail.com. We fix fish finders, Lowrance, Garmin, Humminbird, and everything else. We fix all electronic devices, not just fish finders, but we do love working on these. Have any questions? Give us a call, shoot us an email, or request a free estimate on the website. All right, guys. Till next.